Ocala, Florida holds some of the oldest and most meaningful burial grounds in the state. Quiet places where history rests in the open, yet so many stories remain unheard. From church cemeteries founded by freedmen after emancipation to family plots tucked behind rural roads, these grounds carry the names, struggles, and legacies of the people who built this community long before the city we know today. Walking through Ocala Cemetery is more than just documenting headstones. It's stepping into a living archive. Every marker, every unmarked space, every weathered stone speaks to a chapter of history that deserves to be seen, spoken, and preserved. This journey is about restoring visibility, honoring ancestors, and making sure these sacred places are never forgotten.
Let's go and take a look around. It's pretty big. My phone battery is at 90%, so I should have... Oh, there go some people across the street over there. I know over in that area over there, they got a family. I think that's the Conley family, but we're going to find out. And way back there in the center over there, they have a lot of kids. So all the headstones should be facing the east. And we might find some that's facing the west. Died a young man. I wonder what he died from. We'll have to look him up. Now, she could have remarried, but she probably already paid for the plot. No, I'm not. I don't have any metal detecting. And it looked like he's still alive. But his wife, she had done passed away this year. I keep saying died, and I'm going to say died because he was pretty old, so he might have had some health problems. This person here was kind of young. He was a teenager. I wonder how she had done passed. Haley Jean, I got to find out how Haley Jean passed. Now, she's still alive. She was born in 1933. Now, I know she's not 100 yet, but she hitting that now. Here we go. Catherine Corner lady right here. They family way on over there. They have her way on over here. I'm quite sure that her family was like, golly, she passed right after her birthday. 4 days after her birthday. They probably had a birthday party for her and everything. And she had done passed away right after they had that birthday party for her. This right here headstone is like real close to both of them. They're real close together. Margaret E.R.N. I don't know what RN stand for. Maybe registered nurse. They dying pretty young. And this cemetery have a lot of young people that done passed out here at this cemetery. Headstone that's facing the west. Let me see. No. I think this is saying that this is the Gibson's little cul-de-sac. I don't see no Gibsons. But I don't see no Gibsons nowhere around. We got well, then again, Margaret probably be a Gibson because it ain't got no last name there. Clara Raymond. I don't know if that Raymond is a middle name or not. But in the meantime, we got the corners right here. We got two corners right here. And like I said, the Corner family is way on over there. I don't know why they got these over here separated. I don't know if these people was veterans or what. They call them Iron Leg. Iron Leg. So he must have had a leg amputated and had a false leg or something for them to call him Iron Leg. I don't know why else they would call him Iron Leg. That's his nickname. So she lived a good life. Let me see how long her husband lived. These people lived a long time. We got Joyce S. Cannon. Then we got the TNG REGT. I don't know what this mean, but here we go now. We got an infant son of Daisy C. Wells, departed May 5th, 1939. That's telling me that this probably was a stillborn. Quite sure. What they last name? These are the Halls. H-A-L-L, Hall. I would like to know the age of these people, but I can't calculate math that fast in my head like that, so that's something that I have to do later on when I do the video. BJ, Billie Jean, Paul Michael Barstow. I think I'm pronouncing that name right. Well, it don't look like he lived that long. 29 years old, look like. What happened to him? I'm gonna have to look him up. Now, when I see stuff like this, a name like this, I'm thinking that she probably done been married about 2 or 3 times. I'm just saying, because women names don't usually be that long. That means, let me see, 1912 to 20. That's 100 years old. This lady lived to be 100 years. Yeah, she was married. She was married about 2 or 3 times. Yeah, she was. She lived to be 100 years old. She did that. Yeah, she was married. I figured that. A lady with that many names. Now, here come another Saturday. December the 25th, 2025, and after 5 p.m., a sleeping Jesus. This is a Sadler family. This is a Sadler neighborhood. This man lived to be 70 years old, which is not bad. He was a father, it said. I'm quite sure he was a grandfather and probably a great-grandfather, too. I'm stepping on some graves now, so that's what I do, because I got to get a good picture. Only lived 1 day. 1 day. And look how big the grave is. Look like you got a whole casket that big for a little old baby, an infant. And so they spent a lot of money now. This person right here had to be real love. This baby was real love because you got to buy the casket. I'm quite sure they had a funeral and everything. All that right there for a baby that was born one day. Could you imagine looking at a casket at a funeral of a child that's 1 day years old? I wonder what was going through the minds of the people. Or did they have a funeral? Schmitz. Now, there we go again. Me and my spelling. Look at the area. We got a little tree there. See? I don't know. Because it's out of place. Yeah, it's out of place now. And look like something else was right there. But see, this is an old cemetery. This is Barnes Cemetery. And I got to do this for the people. So you do the math. So she did good. Now check this name out right here. Mr. Lonnie Sadler. Lonnie is a good name. Lonnie means to get away. So here we go again. We got somebody else that lived about a good 70. Now we got old Mr. Snooks here. Well, Snooks, I don't know if this is a woman or a man. Baby here died in June of 1938. And the mama died in July, a month later in 1938. Matter of fact, no, not even a month later. This woman, this baby here was born June the 30th. Died June the 30th, and she died a week later. About a week later after her baby died. Now, see, y'all gotta wrap my head around stuff like this. Yeah, I gotta wrap my head around stuff like this, cause see, I be looking at dates and stuff. Look at this baby here. Now, this is the brother or the sister. This is the sister of baby girl Teams right here. Now, here it is. William Teams, born August the 12th, 1910, passed away August 19, 1977. Now, Williams lived 60-some years, but it seems like, look at here, the baby, 2 weeks later, this baby only lived for 2 weeks. They tried again. Her sister only lived 2 weeks. What was it that was killing these children, killing these babies? Now, I got to go back this way. John Hall. Yeah, we did John Hall, because see, look at John Hall. John Hall only lived 1 day. These children out here was living 1 day, 2 days, 2 weeks. We out here at Barnes Cemetery in Ocala, Florida. They called them Bill. Nickname was Bill. From what we just witnessed, this is good. It's good. But we got to look at the dates and stuff and what was going on back in those days where the kids wasn't even surviving. Now, this last name, Redding, we're going to see a lot of Reddings out here. Reddings and Connors. We're in the Reddings neighborhood, I think. Yeah, we're in the Reddings neighborhood. All these Reddings up in here. So it looked like he lived about a good 70. So we good with the Reddings family. The Reddings family did good. They survived. But the Teens family over there, nah, they wasn't surviving. I don't know what was going on. Was it in the DNA? I wonder did they pronounce her full name Pearl Elizabeth or just called her Pearl? I wonder if she got remarried. I don't think so, because she probably was old. I think about stuff like that. I wonder did they remarry or have a girlfriend, a boyfriend on the side or something other, but they already done paid for the plot. It's paid for. Their address is paid for, and that's where they're gonna get buried at. That was a pretty good one right there. Yeah, I'm quite sure they lived a pretty good life together. They had time to spend. Here we go. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Still living, Mr. Ray. And he already paid for his wife's plot as well. So their address is already paid for, and that's what we do. We don't want to have to go fund me and be begging for somebody to help us bury ourselves. Look at these people. They got themselves together. Look at the ballers. Look at here. We got young people who got themselves together. They got themselves together at a young age. These people about in their early 50s. Let's see what we got going on here. I don't know if y'all ever seen this kind, but I've seen them. You know, that's something when people die the same year that their birthday. Well, at least she lived to see a birthday. I'm quite sure they throw the birthday party for her, and she passed right after that. A lot of people do that. Now, I don't know if all of them is buried here in this same little spot. In this same spot, in the same year, you got 2 family members, probably brothers and sisters, who passed away 10 months apart, 2000, the year 2000, one in January and one in November. And here it is, they having 2 funerals in the same year. Imagine burying 2 family members in the same year. Now, I don't know if these are ashes that they have here, because it's a whole bunch of them that's going here, because some of them ain't even dead yet. Like Mary Redding. I don't know if y'all can see that. This right here probably been upgraded. A family member done came across some money. I know 6 people ain't gonna be buried here. So it's some ashes. They all probably got cremated, and this is where they reside at. Saving them some money. See, all that spending money for this plot and that plot and this address and that address and this and all. Everybody just get buried in the same spot. Save yourself some money. Save yourself some money. Everybody live together. Wait a minute. Somebody said something. Now, here we go with the Redding family again. You know, they lived a long time, so they took care of themselves. And you know what? Mr. Nolan, at the foot of his grave, it lets me know that he was in the military. I don't know military language like that. Somebody tell me later on on what these things mean. If not, I'm going to look them up. So I'm trying to hurry up because it's getting dark out here and I don't want to be at the cemetery when it's dark. But if I have to, I will. L. Redding. See, the whole Redding family. The Redding family had done just took over this cemetery. Now, down right there, she lived about what? Almost 90-something years old? I don't know. I'm just calculating, throwing something out there because their family might contact me on Find the Grave and say, hey, you need to go back there and get my family member. They over there by such and such. We got Ernest Clyde Blair here. I don't know, ACFT, look like aircraft sector, World War I. And look at this symbol. Check out the symbol. Now, I don't know what this symbol is, but we gonna have to look it up and let Alexa tell us what that symbol means. But it look kind of scary to me. Let's take a look at this here bench. Now these things represent something. Now did I do Ruby Taylor? He was just 45 years old. 45 years old, such a young man. But not younger than that crew over there. God, it's getting dark. I'm gonna have to come back another day. My math ain't that good. And I can't calculate right now because it's getting dark out here and my vision ain't that good. Now they buried homeboy right here by a tree. They buried him by a tree. Things have changed now and we do things a little different. We got Walter Usher. Look how small this is. Now we know that's a little baby right there. Stillborn, had to be a stillborn. 1927 is all they got. We got little Jack Usher. Now these are brothers and sisters. Only lived 1 year. Now this one here didn't live a year. Then we got, that's Walter. Then we got his brother. His brother only lived 1 year. And then we come over here and we have another brother that only lived 2 years. From 1937 to 1939. Probably a year and a half. We don't know. He didn't live a year. His brother didn't live nothing but 1 year. Turn around, another brother only lived for a year and a half. And then we got another brother here who only lived for 1 year. Billy Usher. Look at that. Okay, so now this got to be the daddy. No. Now guess what? This one right here was born in 1939, just like that one was born in 1939. So that means that this was the only one that survived. This was the only brother who survived out of all of them. Imagine a mother and a father and you're having kids and all of them just dying within a year. All your children dying. And the only one that survived. Now you done had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boys. And only one survived. Yeah, we got to do a story about that one. That's a good book. I'm gonna have to come back and do the other side and do a part 2 because it's too dark out here and I shouldn't have came out here this late. I barely can see. I ain't even got my glasses. Now she's an Usher. She married into the Usher family. James Charles Usher. See, I'm in the Usher neighborhood. This man here must have liked the fishing and hunting and the daddy here was probably a part of the Masons or whatever. I don't know what that symbol is. We got the father who passed away a year after his son. Boy, imagine that family. They were just burying him. Every year seemed like they burying somebody. We went like some years and nobody wasn't dying. So I don't know if this man was in the military. I don't know if he had diabetes or something, but he didn't live that long. 31 years old? Yeah. Now here we got somebody else by a tree, but that means something. Maybe this tree is part of them. Now somebody else right here by the tree too. They called the red or him red. And I think we're going to say him. Back in the 90s and the 80s, we had a lot of reds, call them red, but I ain't know they were calling them red back then in the 1900s, early 1900s. Nicknaming them red. Come on, red. Depends on what color he is now. Look like maybe they like to playing golf. Wait a minute. You got your mama pass. And then a month later, your daddy pass. Imagine just having a funeral. And then you got to have I'm talking about for your mama. Just done buried your mama, had a funeral for your mama. And then a month later, you got to bury your dad and have a funeral for your daddy. Now, ain't that something? It's funny how the dice is rolled. Tony, nicknamed Tony, died at 35 years old, Mr. Tony. Now, see, it's stuff like this that I like to look up and see if any news articles saying how they had them passed away. I like to look up because I know he didn't have a social media because in 1986, we wasn't on social media. I'm over here in the Weeks neighborhood. What's this? This got to be a child. Toys and stuff. Oh, shit. Look like a snake. Okay, see, that's what I don't like that. She's still living. She should be. But let me go and put this here back where they had it in front because that's how they had it. It got Lake Davis. I'm going to have to come out here another day. I'm way out here in the back. See it where it say Lake Davis? I'm out here at the cemetery at night.
I truly can't thank you enough for taking time out of your life to watch what I created. Whether you came here for grieving, searching for a smile, loving history, or just curious, I hope this brought you something real, a laugh, a memory, a moment of peace. These stories matter, and so do you. So from me and from those whose names we spoke today, thank you for being part of this. Until next time.
Stay curious, stay kind, and keep remembering.